I want to bring in Dan Leroy, who's the president and CEO of United Way, not only of Asheville, but with Buncombe County. Dan, thanks for being here this morning. I appreciate it.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
I want to go back to 5 weeks ago, which is crazy that it's almost been 5 weeks since this happened. The video that we have and the video that everyone is seeing from all around the world, if you're not in it, it just seems like a social video viral thing to go, wow, that's devastating. You guys have been here living it. You've been the hands and feet of helping people. What is that moment in that first couple days after? What was that like?
It was really surreal. I mean, the lack of communication was really what made it extra odd in a way, because nobody knew what other people were seeing. I actually happened to be out of town when the storm hit, and so I was rushing to get back. And so I knew a lot more than my family who was here. I knew more than my team that was here. I couldn't get in touch with anybody who was here on the ground. And so I was actually informing people who were here when I got back about what was happening. It was really fortunate that I wasn't here, because I could get a lot of stuff going for the organization that our team had no ability to do without the communications.
And when you got on the ground, were you blown away from what you had heard versus when you're standing in front of it and driving through it?
Absolutely. I mean, I didn't get the experience of seeing the water at the highest level, but just seeing the damage all over the places that, you know, I'm used to going to walk my dog in the morning, or to go for a run, or to come down and shop, or go out to restaurants, completely transformed. Not to mention the residential neighborhoods and you know, throughout in the business districts throughout the county that have been totally devastated.
We obviously are focusing on Asheville this morning, but you cover Buncombe County as well, and I know Maureen has been in Swannanoa, and that area it's so heartbreaking. And we've got some pictures that show the other side of that story, which is the good in people and coming together. And as we share those images, what has that meant for you to be able to see strangers coming together to help?
I mean, it's been unbelievable. I mean, it's sort of this spontaneous, organic outpouring of goodwill, of mutual aid and support. It's one of those things where everybody was helping everybody. And it didn't matter that there wasn't a lot of organization around it. It was the neighbor going next door and checking in to make sure that their neighbor was okay, right? It was the bus drivers that were driving out to make sure that they could get families out of these areas that were actually at risk of going underwater. Everybody was finding a way to help other people, and that's what made it so beautiful.
We've got some pictures that we want to put up here. You've just seen the devastation from that video there. Some of these pictures give you just an idea of the community coming together, this huge warehouse, people donating and donating. So now that we're 5 weeks after, what's the need? What's the greatest need for folks that are watching?
Well, I'll tell you, it's not the supplies anymore, although there are still some areas, some kinds of supplies that we still need. Really, we're encouraging folks who want to support to give dollars, because this is not going to be a short-term recovery process. We're in it for the long haul. And as you've talked with business owners like Torrin, as others have talked to folks in the school districts, we know there's going to be an impact on education, there's going to be an impact on the business community, there's going to be people without jobs. That's going to have a long-term impact. And so the more resources that we can get into this community right now through organizations like United Way and so many other organizations that are raising dollars, that's going to help to basically boost the recovery effort for the long term.
Dan, we're out of time, but I want to reference your shirt, Live United. What does that mean to you in the wake of all this?
Yeah, I mean, we always say that our superpower is our network, and that we are all about uniting our whole community to solve the toughest problems that no single organization or group can tackle alone, and that's what we're going to need. We've never faced a challenge tougher than this one, so it's really going to require all of us to work together to get through this.
Dan, thank you for what everyone's doing, United Way, and all the people behind the scenes that we don't get a chance to talk to that are helping make this happen day in and day out.